Last week, I shared with you guys the new novel guide for James and the Giant Peach, and I've loved chatting with y'all. Some of y'all are going to try it for the first time. Some of you are going to try the method with a book of your choosing, and some of you have already been trying this method in the past, and I've just loved hearing that. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted this guide to be something that you could manipulate for it to work for your family. We are going to start James and the Giant Peach this week, and so I thought I would just kind of walk us through and show you how I'm going to plan for the week. In the guide, there is a paper and it says how to plan for your unit, and there's a little checklist here. So I'm going to walk through that with you guys so you can see what that's like. First, it says to get the books. So I have the novel and I have 2 of the picture books that we will be using. It's 1 picture book a week. The 3rd one I just put on hold at the library. So I've got those. The next thing it says is to collect picture books, which I did. Print the daily task sheets. The daily task sheets have the passage, chapter summaries, and discussion questions. I'm not going to print those because I've already read the book and I wrote the questions. So I'm just going to use it when we do discussion. I'll just kind of do what's in my head. So that is on there though. The next thing on the list is to decide if you're going to do the bonus activity for the week. So the bonus activity for this first week is this peach theme tea party. And I think we will do it, but I think I'll just keep it simple. On my grocery list, when we go in a couple days, I'm just going to add peach tea. And I think we'll just make a point to have tea together and talk about the book or read the book or just enjoy each other's company. Next is prepare copywork and dictation. So I'm going to do this with 3 of my girls. One is 6, one is almost 9, and one is 11. My 11-year-old just can do it in a notebook. So this is her language arts notebook. She puts all of her passage study in here. I'll give her the textbook, show her where it is, and she'll just copy it in here. My 8-year-old is practicing cursive. So I printed out the shorter passage for her, and I wrote these lines every other so she can kind of use it as a reference. So this will be the copywork for this week. And then my 6-year-old, honestly, this is too long, but we're just going to try it. We've been practicing writing sentences, really short sentences in her handwriting book. And so I'm just going to challenge her to try and do a line a day, and we'll get as far as we get. She's 6. I don't need her, I'm not worried about it, but she can still be a part of it. And I think that's important. I almost forgot to mention the dictation. It does say in the checklist to prepare for dictation. My oldest will do it in her notebook, and I printed off this fill in the blank for my middle child. She will practice the spelling words with these blanks. I'm not going to do this with my 6-year-old. The next thing on the list is choose your spelling and vocabulary words. I have sample spelling and vocabulary words here, and I just printed this out. And my oldest is going to use the option B spelling, and my other 2, actually just my 8-year-old, I'm going to use the option A spelling with her. I'm not really going to worry about spelling with my 6-year-old this time around. The last thing on the list is plan for your grammar lessons. So my oldest uses Easy Grammar right now. This is what we've already been doing. We'll do 1 lesson from here this week, and the rest of the day she'll review with the daily grams. For my other 2 kiddos, they do not use formal grammar right now, but we are just going to use the passage for just some easy, simple grammar lessons. My almost 9-year-old has worked on some grammar in her workbook that she works on right now. She's learned things like what to capitalize, especially the first part of sentence and end marks. So I'm going to point those out because that's what she's learned, and we're going to see them here in the passage. There is a name in here, a proper noun, so we can point that out as well. There's also a few commas, and even though she hasn't learned about when and where to put commas, I think we can still look at them and see how it changes the way that we read the sentence and so on. So lots of things we can pull out. There are so many describing words in this passage, and even though she hasn't learned adjectives in particular, we can still look at them and figure out what the words are describing. So lots of things to pull out from there. That's it. So I've got everything prepared. I'm going to put things on their clipboards. We will start reading this tonight. I read before bed, and it should be fun. I think they're going to get a kick out of this. This is a funny book. It's pretty silly. So looking forward to starting that.